Hello and welcome to docrafts TV. Today we're joined by the lovely Becky James, who's going to show us some ways of using the new Papermania and X-Cut stamp and dies that coordinate perfectly together. But first, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of the Papermania So Lovely collection. It's a beautiful haberdashery-inspired range, and it has so many wonderful imagery of obviously lovely prints, sort of tape measure designs, pins, buttons, and so much more. It's one I'm really looking forward to using. Hi Becky, welcome.
Hi Katie, nice to be here today.
What have you got for us?
Well, today we're going to have a look at the new stamp and die combinations that we've got that really work, and I'm going to also show you another die set that's a little bit unusual, but it's one of my real favourites at the moment.
Good get.
What I thought I'd show you though is really, to me there are three main ways that you can get these dies and stamps to work together. And I'm going to show you the different ways you can use them. There's a bit of a tip as well for somebody who maybe has problems with their hands or something like that. So we're going to have a look at things in different ways. Right, so I'm going to start off, first of all, we've got the Papermania Butterfly stamps here.
These are beautiful,
they're really, really detailed, fabulous butterflies sewing. They've been in for such a long time, and they're just continuing to be really popular. But we've got a die set as well that goes with this, which will work in combination so that you stamp your butterfly design onto your die.
And that's so helpful, isn't it? Because often, I mean, die cuts are wonderful, but sometimes you think, oh, it just doesn't look quite like a butterfly yet. So what do I do with it? So.
Exactly. So I've already die cut a couple of the butterflies out, and I've got the matching stamp here. So that's the die, So that's the shape, but there's one for every single one of those stamps in the packet.
That's great, isn't it? So we can see that one this belongs to that one.
Absolutely. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways of how you can work the two sets together.
Brilliant.
So this one, I'm starting off with the die cut shape.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Here, there we go, plenty of ink on there. And so all I'm going to do is basically stamp directly onto the die cut shape. So perfect thing about clear stamps, you can see where you're stamping. There we go.
Oh,
and there you go. So you can see you've got them all matched up there.
I think that might be a monarch butterfly, you know?
It could well be.
When it was orange, it would be.
Yeah, and you could, you could do these in beautiful. Shades of colours, can't you? Now this way works quite nicely either with larger stamps or with people who've got problems with their hands sometimes, who can't do the pressing down with stamps. Sure. I know that when I'm out demonstrating, I do get some ladies who've, they've got problems maybe with arthritis or something like that. They find it difficult to stamp downwards. So one way you can do, apply your ink again to your stamp. This time, we're going to take our die cut and we're actually going to line it up and pop it on top of the stamp. And this time I'm going to press down with my fingers.
Oh, that is good.
And then we just lift it up.
Perfect.
And again, you see how perfect is that?
That looks great.
Again, a really, really easy way to use these. Right, now this time I'm going to actually, and again, you might find this your preferred way of doing it. This is probably my preferred way to do it. Okay. And that is actually that I'll stamp first and then put the dies in place to run through the machine. So I've actually got the 2 and the 5 here. They're actually part of this carnival set, which is the carnival font. I love these. Very great for all sorts of celebrations and things, but I've chosen them to do 25 for Christmas because I think they're still quite festive.
Definitely, they've definitely got that quality.
They have definitely got that sort of feel to them. So let's get a piece of card, and basically I'm just going to stamp the numbers that I want to use.
Lovely.
So let's get the number 2. And what we're going to do is actually just hold them in place with a little bit of masking tape.
That's clever.
So very, very simple to do. So there we go. So
that is the worry, that they might move around while you're getting your plates in place.
Absolutely. So you can see beautiful impressions there, really lovely. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my die, that's my number 5. Careful, because the 2 and the 5 look very similar the other way around. And I'm just going to pop that over the top, line it up so I can see the spaces in between. I'm just going to get a bit of, this is stick it low tack masking tape, and I'm just going to pop a little bit on the top like that and just press it down.
Good.
So that's that one, and then we'll add the 2 as well. Right, now then, Katie,
Splendid.
this is where you're going to get involved. Now, I have another little tip here as well, because sometimes I actually like to see where I'm actually placing my die on top of some paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse.
Yeah, so what we normally do is use for the express is we have your base plate and then you put your die on
paper
facing upwards and then we put the cutting pad on top. But we're going to
flip
throw
them.
caution to the wind.
We are, exactly.
So we're going to use the cutting plate first.
That's right. Now if I put that on there, can I just hold this up so people can see? If I put that on there, the dies are going to cut downwards, so if you need to see where things are placed, this is the way to do it, because you're going to cut down into the cutting mat and you'll be able to see your die. There we go.
Bring them back round here.
That's it. And if we release that, there we go. And if I just take the masking tape off, just need to lift it a little bit. There we go. Just be very gentle, because obviously when you've applied that pressure through the machine, your masking tape's being pushed down at the same time. But if I just do that, there you can see how beautiful they are when they come out.
That's great.
So now we're going to sort of incorporate some of these elements into our card that we're going to make. I've already done some die cutting here, so I've already used the X-Cut Express to get my main feature of the card, and I've put together, we're using the Country Companions double-sided papers here, which I love. I've also die cut some of these leaves. Now I love this set. You know, leaves always popular, always a great little filler in a design, you know, or you can make up little sort of corner details and things like that. This one's got things like sycamore and oak leaves, and there's a bit of holly and maple.
Looks sort of tropical, doesn't it? You can mix that in with things like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to actually start off by adding the decorative elements first, because that way I know where to place my numbers when I've got to that point. So what we've got here, there's just a couple of the leaves. I've chosen these sort of kind of quite wintry. I think they look quite wintry, really. So I've gone with those.
They've sort of got the embossing sort of sections in the middle.
And this is what I like about them. They not only do they cut, you get this detail, this embossed detail in there as well. So I've inked them a little bit to give them a bit of shading, and I'm just going to push them a little bit in the vein here just to give a little bit of dimension.
That's great.
And I'm going to just pop a bit of glue at the base of the leaf there.
I really like how you've shaped that to give it to make it look really, look real, really, isn't it?
Just give that hint of realism, doesn't it? Rather than just a flat design, and do exactly the same with this one. And what I've done here is I've actually taken some of the Papermania shimmer dots to make little berries on there. So just a little bit of festive shimmer on there.
I love the inking you've done here as well. That looks great.
There we go. I'm just going to pop that one so that it almost reaches over.
I love that.
Like that. So it's got that little bit of dimension there. And I've just got here a little ribbon bow. This one's from the First Noel range. It's got that little bit of sparkle, and we're just going to use that to hide where all the leaves join. So there we go.
That looks great.
A bit of the little spider's webs. Right, now then, these I've got the same again here. The watermarked numbers. We're using the Artiste watermark pad, which actually gives you a slightly darker tone on tone, which I love that effect.
It picks up whichever colour cardstock you do it on, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And all I'm going to do, just give it a little bit of shape with, and this is the Papermania creasing set, and I love these little tools. They fit nicely in your hand, and they don't take up a lot of room in your craft bag either.
Perfect.
So we'll just give that a little bit of shape there. Now my 20 and my 2 is going to go on my first, and the 5 just slightly overlapping it. So I'm just seeing where that wants to go. Blob of hot melt glue there. You can use, if you want, silicone glue or 3D foam. Either will work as well. I just like the hot melt glue for this kind of thing because it's set so quickly.
Yeah.
Just got some of the adhesive pearls here. I'm going to get one of the larger ones. Just pop that on the centre of the bow there.
Lovely.
And we just, that little corner I turned over, we're going to just tuck one in behind there, just to finish it off. And there you go.
Wonderful. If you've made some Christmas cards, which I'm sure you have, we'd love to see them. Maybe send us a picture of your favourite one, and if it features die cutting and stamping, that would be really good to see that too. So drop us an email to tv@docrafts.com and we could feature one of your projects on a future episode of Do Crafts TV, or even maybe in Creativity magazine. Until next time, happy crafting.